Hi, and welcome to another sector of In the Chair with CloraShay. Today, I am graced with the presence of the owner of the Bennie Mack on First. He is a barber that touches my head, and there are very few that have. So if I trust him, you can as well. Help me to welcome.
She carrying on, but I sound like a politician.
Help me to welcome.
You should trust him this way.
That's right. This is my friend, Bennie Mack. I've been knowing him a long time. I'm honored to say that I know him. He's a good friend of mine, and he is my barber. Welcome, Bennie Mack.
Hey, well, I appreciate the invite. I appreciate it. I could have been anywhere, but I chose to be here, and you chose to have had me here, so I appreciate that.
Oh, it's so special.
But I do got a question before you ask any question.
Uh-oh.
Now, I know you said in the chair. We both supposed to be in chairs. I supposed to be on the little seat and then you in the chair. Oh, well, I was looking for a chair.
I'm in the chair.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to sit in the chair. That's why I wore my
You want to sit in the chair? You want to swap up?
Yeah, that's all right now. I got you to the couch.
Because, see, my guests have to be comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not an interview, it's a conversation.
Nah, I got fur
Ain't
pillows.
that nice? Fur. We brought the nice stuff out, baby.
That's that Queen Anne right there.
What is the what now?
Is that Queen Anne?
It ain't Queen Charlotte.
Oh, this ain't Queen Anne. I thought it was that Queen Anne.
It's Queen Charlotte.
Okay, Queen Charlotte.
Yeah. This is why.
Close enough. That's close enough.
That's close enough. It doesn't get any more, I can say it how I want to say it. It don't get no more realer than this.
Yeah, hey, she ain't lying now. She ain't going to lie to you on no day of the week.
No, I'm a saint.
And the day Wednesday.
I might think about it on Sunday, but then I'm going to tell the truth on myself. So it ain't going to matter.
That's right.
So tell us about your barbershop.
Well, I've been a barber for 31 years, 27 years professionally.
Wow.
And I've been in my own shop it'll be 23 August 5th.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it'll be 23 years. So that's pretty much it about it. It's a unique shop. It's different. It's retro. And a lot of times, most barbers that come there, we work together for a long time until they're ready to move on to their own. And
it is an open floor concept, correct?
Oh yeah. I still think that's the best. I know a lot of people too. Now they got a lot of individual booths, which is cool. But to me, it ain't nothing like talking to folks. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some folks, some introverts and hermits and all that stuff. But man, I kind of like the open concept.
I do as well. I think you can learn from each other. The conversations are better. True. And then thinking back to when I first started, close to 39 years ago, people started their businesses in the shop. Mm-hmm. You had people coming in selling cakes. You had people coming in selling socks, selling deodorant.
Everything.
You know, whatever you could think of you needed when you left the shop. You had birthday gifts. You had Father's Day baskets, Mother's Day baskets, a fresh haircut. Might have got your makeup done, but it's not the same when you have these, what they call them. It's not a booth.
Yeah, sweets.
Sweets. Yeah,
the sweets. And like I said, I know it's different for some, but I would encourage any barber, stylist, or whomever. An open floor concept is good because it's not only just for conversation. Sometimes you may watch your coworker and see how they perform a task, and it may make you sharper.
It does.
So if you close in by yourself all the time, that's what you're gonna be stuck at. I mean, it's just real. No, not saying it won't be good,
right?
But it always can be better.
I mean, I understand the sweet concept. I know back in the day when we had clients that may have had some embarrassment due to scalp issues or hair loss, we had a little area you could take them to. But it was more beneficial when you coming fresh out of school to be in an open floor concept.
Yeah, I think that's cool. You know, like even the folk that say they be embarrassed, man, we saw that shit when you walked in. So, I mean,
it ain't gonna make a damn bit of difference.
Then you coming to get help. So, you know,
right.
It's just like a person with some bad teeth being embarrassed at the dentist. Well, you know that shit's trying to skin up if you in there. So, so that's how I look at it, man. You know,
emergency room, folks be out in your business.
You know, it's folks of all walks of life. It's folks missing teeth.
Right.
Big head, little heads, big feet, big duke, short cracks, short feet, everything. So, shit, ain't used to being bad now that you going to the place to get help. You know, if you getting help, shit. Hey, you on, shit.
Wait a minute. Okay. I wasn't ready. I should have been ready. Yeah, I knew better.
It's real, though. You know, hey, you going to get some help. Who everybody in there needs some help.
Everybody.
So everybody can laugh at somebody for something.
That's right.
Tall head ass niggas and you know that bald head ass women. Shit. Shit. Everybody got something they dealing with. It's just how much you want to laugh at it.
But then, a lot of people don't understand that the position of the barber or the stylist behind the chair goes beyond the chair.
Yeah.
Because you hear so many problems, so many complaints, so many stories about people's lives. Till it's almost like you need a degree in psychology in order to cut hair. So take me back to when you first realized that was something you wanted to do.
For real, I say in the 12th grade, because that's when I quit working. My first semester, my senior year, I was working at the first Papa Do's.
Oh, wow.
Well, Captain D's, that's what I'm talking about. That was the first Papa Do's. I know people be thinking Papa Do's that nigga, but no, it was the great little seafood place.
Great little seafood place.
Yeah, so I worked at that one. I worked at the one on Crestwood Boulevard, and it was cool.
Right.
I actually liked my job. Whatever I did, I put 110% in it.
That I understand.
And it was a lady manager. She came in, and she was managing. She was like, man, I like the way you work. Come to the Centerpoint store, and I'm going to give you $1 raise. At the time, I was making $5.25 an hour.
I just discussed that with my children today.
Which seemed like, it ain't shit now. But at that time, minimum wage was 4 1/4. I was making 5 1/4. She was going to give me 6 1/4.
Man.
So I was cutting out on the side. So I'm like, shit, that'll work. And she told me, I'm going to watch you for 2 weeks, and I'm going to give you a raise. So I'm like, cool. Now, I don't know if she knew that I can add. If I couldn't do nothing else, I'd fuck up words and everything, but I can add. So the 2 weeks I was there was always at least 2 people short.
Right.
So if 2 people short at $5 an hour was $10 an hour times 8 hours, that was $80 a day for 10 days. So y'all say $800, and then after the 2 weeks, you didn't want to give me my $1. That's when I quit. I always had the pride. I mean, you didn't get my motherfucking $1.
Don't play with me about my money.
Don't put in my notice. And I ain't worked since.
I don't care if it is $1. It's mine.
Oh, no, I cared it was $1. That's why I quit.
I'm saying I don't care if it's just $1.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me mine. Give me mine.
And that's what made me say it's over with. And I knew I could do it, but I think I needed that boost to go ahead and say forget it. Because I ain't never played with that. It finna shout me. Because I don't shout people.
That's
if
right.
I owe you, I'm going to owe you. And if you owe me, you're going to pay me.
Period.
Unless I decline to take the funds.
Do you do that often?
I do, depending on how I feel. Because sometimes I feel like I'd have made enough money for the day where I just want to just let somebody else be smiling and shit too. Sometimes I feel that way.
That's a good thing. When you give like that, it does come back to you in so many ways.
Yeah, because people got to realize this. Money ain't nothing but dead white men on green pieces of paper.
That's it.
And it's to get the shit you want.
So money is an exchange commodity.
That's it. And it really ain't worth shit.
I was just about to say.
It tell you that on the paper. That it is, you know what I'm saying?
In God we trust.
The credit. And ain't no telling what God they talking about. Are they talking about the Gideon's Bible? Are they talking about the King James? The NIV? Which one they talking about? You know what I'm saying? The one that hang with the Muslims? Who that Allah them? Who they got?
What you say Allah them? It's one of them.
Hey, man.
But I'm grateful to be able to say I have been a part of, I don't know exactly when you started
I thought you were going to say Happy Easter Day when you said I'm just here to say Happy Easter Day. I just, God damn it, Sean.
Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day.
Okay, my fault. I'm sorry.
You're so crazy. That's why I love it. I mean, he's a comedic narrator, haircut slanger.
That'll be all right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what him is. I'm his ain't. But I will say that I don't know how long prior to me meeting Bennie that he started doing the underground comics inside of his barbershop. However, I do remember the first time that I went to the barbershop to a comedy show, and I was blown away. Never in a million years would I have thunk to put a stage-type platform and align the chairs I don't know if I remember him scooting the barber chairs over, if he moved them out the way. It was irrelevant. Outside, we had food cooking on for grill or something. On the inside, it was you had a little something to sip on, and you could laugh till your stomach hurt.
She ain't lying.
So, how long have you been doing comedy?
Me as a comic or producing the show? Or better yet, I just give you both.
Yes,
All right.
please.
It all started for me back in 1995, the year of our Lord.
Yes, hallelujah, dear Lord. Yes.
Woodlawn High School, they had a talent show. And the talent show, of course, you always had your singing groups, your rap groups and all. So I remember Mr. Maddox. He was over it. He was like, like, what you gonna do? And I was like, comedy. So like, we'll put you last. Cool. And I remember that was my first time ever attempting it. I always kind of had a love for comedy, but that was my first time ever attempting it in 1995 at a school talent show.
Yeah.
So when I got there and grabbed the mic, I remember the song I came out on. It was that Puff Daddy and Mace, that can't nobody take my pride.
Yeah.
I remember that. And I remember when I grabbed the microphone, it was like, woo, and everything in me left with that noise. I ain't had nothing else after that. And it was like they could never get the mics right. And it was really a blessing because I ain't had shit to say after that. Because that was my first time experiencing that. And after that, I didn't pursue it anymore because I didn't know where to go. Now, of course, I'm still cutting out too. And like I said, I graduated. I'm self-employed. 2003, I started throwing half fashion shows. I threw 2 at the Bout Wheel, 2 at the Civic Center. 03, 04, 05, and 06. I threw my first comedy show, and 2005, March 27th, at the upstairs Bout Wheel. I remember who I had. I had Sir Walt, JJ, Queen Aisha, and Big E. I was managing Big E at the time. It was an all-you-can-eat comedy show.
Wow.
I never forget that. And I know why I never forget it, because I lost more money that night than I have ever in my life before at one time. And it was so hard, because like I said, I couldn't have. I don't sell no cocaine, no shit like that. I couldn't have.
Right.
So when that hurt. That hurt. But it was good, though, because it was my introductory of actually learning how to get into comedy. So what I did, I learned the production end, but I also was learning the comedy end too, like how to charge, how to get your money,
Right.
how to be able to move to and fro and not get your ass kicked for us financially. So I learned all that. I was managing 5 comedians. I also had an R&B artist I was managing at the time. Had them all the way up to a deal. Yeah, all the way up to 2012, 2013, I started hosting my own show. Because I kind of felt like I was ready to move out and go and try it. See, a lot of people don't know what comedy, most people don't do comedy because it is a fear.
Yeah.
Now, people can talk that shit, but I'm
Right.
telling you, you scared to
different.
get your ass on that stage because you don't believe as funny as it may be. And you ain't gonna get up there until you believe you can do it. It don't make no difference what nobody say. If you not confident in that shit, you're not gonna try.
You're not going to try it.
And then once I started hosting my own show, I'm like, okay. Then first time I got on stage like actual show somewhat was in Memphis, Tennessee at a place called Clicks with one of my homies, Oscar P. But prior to that, what a lot of people don't know too, I did something called 30 and 20. When I did 30 shows in 20 weeks. I traveled from South Mississippi all the way to Tennessee to Georgia, back through Alabama and North Florida. Nothing but open mics.
Wow.
Because you had to see where you at. Like, people don't realize, like, now I can write a joke now and go out there and perform like I've been doing it for years. But at that time, man, I ain't know where I wanted to go, how I wanted to be. I just knew I could do it. So those open mics, they sharpen your knife. And they make you, realize it, going back watching your own self, being a fan of your own craft.
Now that's important. Being a fan of your own craft, I don't think I've ever said anything that clever, but it makes so much sense because that's in any craft. If you don't like what you do, then nobody else is going to like what you do because they're going to feed off your energy. But, question, were you funny when you were a kid? Did you crack on folks, crack jokes? How was your household? You know, did you have fun at home?
Well, yeah, it was always fun. You know, we got cousins, you know, that like to crack. My cousin Mike, rest in peace. My cousin Robert, my cousin Pat, my cousin James, my pops, my moms, you know what I'm saying, my stepmom. You know, you got a little piece of that from everybody. Siblings, co-workers, you know, it was always around. Now, as far as just initiating the cracking, I was never an initiator. Now, I may initiate it in my head and I already had that pistol cock, but I only got with people if I was provoked.
I got you.
Even like doing on stage now, I can talk about the crowd, but we can all laugh at the joke.
Together.
But if I attack you, best believe you started.
I
And
understand.
I'm going to the highest level of
Oh, my
crackability
God.
that's available.
So
if you start,
ignorance is being served.
yeah, you know. So yeah, if you started now, you're going to jail. You're going to jail, buddy.
Off the chain. So, moving a little closer to now, I do remember hearing you do radio. From radio to the comedy club. It's like I have been a fan since I first met you, and to watch you grow continuously for somebody that's paying attention, it's an amazing scene because I've never seen you give up.
Yeah.
Even when things seemed like it wasn't going the way you wanted to go. So what pushes you to just keep going and keep going?
All right, well, first I start with this. I missed the part when I said my first show was in 2005, which was true, but I also started throwing those barbershop comedy shows in 2005.
Okay.
So I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
and I still to throw one here and there now. I just haven't because I haven't had the time to. And I feel like if I do something, it got to be exclusive. And those tickets probably going to be about $125 a ticket.
I understand
But
that.
it's a reason, though. It ain't going to be $125 walking the door. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be something like, hey, if you ain't got no ticket, no. No at the door, no at the door. No. Yeah, because it's going to be exclusive. Like, say, your drinks, your food, and all. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be exclusive. So
I like that, though.
Yep. All right. So moving forward, now what you was saying about you asked me about radio, about
Passing
the
through
comedy
it.
club and all that. All right. Radio was never just like a dream of mine,
Right.
but I know, goddamn it, I can do it. So I'm one of them people. When I say it wasn't a dream of mine, it wasn't like the first thing on the list. It was one of
Gotcha.
those things that I believe in work, find work. As I'm moving to and fro throughout this comedy and setting standards and being fair and being able to find the resources to do it, I kind of felt like all that stuff was just going to fall in line anyway.
And it did.
You know what I'm saying? I think going to fall in line anyway. And as far as being continuous with it, I got good credit. And when I say good credit, with people.
That's
You know what I'm saying? Now,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. I can go to the bank and sign for whatever thine pleases.
Right.
But I'd rather go to individuals and I treat them like a bank. Meaning that I might say, man, you want to make an investment. So they were like, how much you need? I may say, this is what the minimum is and this is what it offer you on a return. Leave it with me for 3 years and I pay you interest only for 3 years. Your third year, you get your interest payment and your
money,
your
your investment
principal.
back.
Your principal. You know what I'm saying? Because that helps me because I'm like, I do it with a bank. I do it with credit cards. So why not do it with an individual who can stand or believe in me enough to even do it?
Right.
Because you got to trust folks to do it.
Right.
Because if you don't, all it takes is one ass up, and that'll kill it all. So, I kept good credit with all my tax ID numbers and all my personal credit and individuals. So that's been able to keep me consistent because I don't like to stop it. Once you start, one of your biggest things will be just start. The next biggest thing is going to be, are you willing to do it? And your next biggest thing going to be financing. Financing ain't the first thing. But the financing, it helps you get bigger and bigger until that lump come in.
It makes a difference because in the meantime, before you get to that lump, a lot of people get weary and they fall off.
Because they don't believe in themselves. You
And
know,
that's really important.
and it sounds crazy because some people, I do believe you a goddamn lie. Because if you believe, you would have kept it going. You know what you prayed for. And I'm be talking about all that what Jesus can do and shit when you
What
up.
you can do.
What can you do? Do you believe it when you down? So that's why I say a lot of times people just quit believing. Now they don't want to say it like that, but I say it for them. They quit believing because you did all that praying and all that. I mean, what, you didn't think it was gonna storm? Shit, it got the storm. Just what has it been sunny for you?
It's been storming.
Yeah, get your umbrella, get some boots and shit. You'll be all right.
And keep going.
Yeah, you ain't gonna melt.
Do it when you're sick. Do it when it's raining. Just
That's right.
do it.
Just do it.
Let me ask you: do you have any regrets?
Nah, I ain't got no regrets. You know, because everything I experienced, that's what got me built up like I am now. All the experiences, you know. Now people they be mad at the bad, but I mean, who was it better for the experience other than you? You experienced it, shit. Ain't no loose. You just tripping about it. You there? Going on up, learn what you need to learn while you in that fire. Yeah, it's gonna burn.
While you in the what?
In that fire or fire. You know, I can use either in that fire.
In
You in
that
that fire, goddamn. You know, you know, it's gonna take you little burns and realize next time how not to get burned.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because you got to experience it anyway. Why not just enjoy the experience? Now, some people won't choose to use the word enjoy, but I feel like whatever. Excuse my language, but I cuss on Wednesday. Regardless how fucked up it is, enjoy that experience.
Right.
Because you in it anyway.
Right.
Ain't no use of crying. You in it.
Right.
I mean, you in it, just, you know, it ain't gonna be fun, but enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Well, I think for me, it's all about the journey anyway.
Yeah.
It should always be all about the journey because you gain more from the journey than you do the results. Especially if you reach your results, your desired result in a short period of time, was the journey worth it?
Yeah. And then I think with those journeys, I think it makes you appreciate the place that you'll end up at more.
Right.
Because you understand what got you there. The hard work, the sleepless nights, the fussing with your girl or the woman fussing with her dude, you know, just a whole bunch of that stuff. You look back and it's like, you know, the things that needed to fall off while you was going through your growth. You know, like I said, that butterfly and in the same situation he was in later on, that fucker flying. The other shit on the ground.
Crawl.
And it don't mean that it's bad, it just means that they ain't in the same place no more. So a lot of that stuff you had to experience in those ups and downs.
What's your motivation?
I don't like to lose. Just being for real.
Wow.
I don't like to lose. Whatever
That's
I get
powerful, though.
whatever I get in, I want to win. Now, have I lost? Yes. Have I got great lessons? Yes. But I don't like to lose. So whenever I get into something, that's what I'm doing. Because I feel like this. It takes time to half-ass do shit too.
It does.
It takes just enough
lot of
time
time
to bullshit or to manipulate somebody. You got to work harder trying to figure all that shit out. So you might as well just go on, get in, do what you're gonna do, take it serious, come on up out of there. So yeah, that's me.
How important are community connections to you?
It's very important, you know, because them the people that help you kind of stay afloat. Especially when you go on the barbering end or even on the comedy end. That community, you know, don't just lie within just right there. It's a whole network of community people all around that you got to keep good relationships, check up on, just holler at, what's up, smoke one, drink one, you know what I'm saying, talk to, check on, or just a simple, hey, you know, whatever. Right. All that stuff is important. Yeah,
it is important.
I never wanted to be a person to ask you for something and I don't really deal with you. I don't know people who do that, but I'm not a fan of that. You know, I'm one of them people that I like to have some type of connection with you if I feel so comfortable to say, hey, you want to make an investment in this,
right,
or you want to do something like that.
Right. I understand that. But in your community connections, do you think it's important for those people who don't have big money to do investments? Do you think it's important for them to take a moment and make donations toward small projects or small business owners And if so, how big of a deal is it? Say, for instance, I come and I have $500 and I want to put it towards your project, but I'm not expecting anything from it. Is that important as well? And I'm asking that so people can understand that you don't have to have thousands of dollars to be a blessing or to plant a seed for somebody's growth.
Well, I guess you can look at this example first. They say Barack Obama got nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, let me hold some, whatever they could give. And they raised billions. So to me, no donation is too small because it ain't nothing like a heart of a volunteer. So if a person came and said, look, man, I believe in what you're doing, I got $100. That'd probably be the best $100. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of them seeds that's just unlimited, you know,
Right.
because it's like they didn't have to.
Right.
And if that's what they had, or they brought you $25 or whatever, you like, I wouldn't shit on nobody on that. They'd be like, God damn, you really believe in this, that this what you would give? And they may have
it might be
25
their
more, but
last.
still, it could be next to the last. Or for them to give you $25, how much money did you really think they had? You know what I'm saying? So for when the stuff like that, that's just so admirable to me. Because don't nobody have to give you nothing.
They don't.
They ain't got to look into you, look at nothing, be bothered with you, care nothing about none of that
Did you say
weak
be
ass shit
bothered
that
with
you
you?
love. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to. So yeah, that's very important.
What type of extra curricular activities, what do you do to relax, to decompress, to pull away from the business of bringing people on, getting them exposed, making people look good? What do you do to shut everything out?
At this point in time, nothing. It almost ain't no room for that right now. Because I feel like once you get the momentum that you want, I think that's when you should turn up. Because, shit, this is what you've been asking for. It ain't time to be around town. I just want to lay by the beach. I just want to sleep all day. Nah, that shit hurt my back to lay down too long. So, nah, it's like, to me, at this point, nothing. Now, of course, I like being around people at times when I'm passing through. But as of now, it's almost like, nah, I just think it's too much opportunity out there now to pass up because I say I'm tired. So what I do, I prep myself for what they consider to be the tired days, as far as having a fairly healthy diet, working out, keeping yourself together. Like, they're going to keep that energy up too. So a lot of people don't know what you eat is who you be. You around here eating pig, you're going to be built up just like one.
My God.
That's just
Did
real,
you-
you
did
know what
you
I'm
hear
saying? You around here eating beef, you know, hey, cows around that bitch walk slow, them big ass dudes. Them big ass dudes walking slow. So, you know, so what I'm saying is I think that to prepare yourself to make that, what they call that bag, that bread, that money, you got to be prepared in all different aspects, because I don't want to get all that money and be around here whole sick. I don't want to get all that money and be around here just can't move around because I got to go back and forth to the ER or back and forth to the clinic or taking blood pressure medicine and you know,
That's serious though.
sugar high and shit. No, I mean, I know it can happen, but I think we can prevent it more so than we believe or been led to believe. So I believe you preparing yourself mentally to be able to receive everything that you're praying for. You got to have an open mind, open body for that.
You know, there are a lot of young people, and when I say young people, maybe I'm going to sound a little off, but to me, young people are 30 and below, maybe 25 and below. But there are a lot of young men that look up to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I look at some of the comments, some of the
She
following.
again. She carrying on
I'm
again.
just being honest.
She carrying on again.
There
Okay.
are.
Oh, let me turn my head around.
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Let me turn my head around.
And I'm saying that because you are a part, whether you want to accept it or not, you are a member of Birmingham, Alabama's Black history. I don't know too many other barbers that invest their time and money into using their own space and their own platform to put other people on and create careers for other people. So when it comes to those young folks that's paying some attention, that don't really have an idea of what they want to do, but they looking at your shows, they looking at your clips, they looking at your funny stuff, and they're like, man, that is so cool. Can you give us something? Drop a nugget or two for those that really need to hear something from you to encourage them to do something.
Oh, well, in the famous words of Luke Skywalker III, don't stop, get it. And operate with integrity. You know how people say treat folk the way you want to be treated?
Yes.
You ain't with the bullshit, don't offer it. And just try to walk a fine line and just respect people and appreciate every moment that you have. And you'll be all right, like I said, but that integrity is definitely.
It goes a long
It goes a long way, man. People remember the good stuff that you do to them, but they also remember the bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I just believe just whoever you come in contact with, just do your part to do right, and everything gonna be all right.
I really appreciate that. Tell me about your place where you do most of your shows. Now, what avenues have you entered into now? Bringing comics from other places. Where are you located? How can people find you? Give me some contact information.
Well, as far as with shows now, I operate out of one of the largest comedy clubs in the country.
Gotcha.
I was asked to bring a lot of my shows there back in maybe about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I took the opportunity, and it was a great opportunity. Because like I said, that was never my intention to go out there, because I didn't mind doing what I was doing, because I believe in ownership. I was raised that way about ownership.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in, look, wherever I do my business at, I want to have full autonomy to do exactly what I want to do.
Yes.
But here's the reason why. It's because I know I'm going to do right by you. If I told you I'm going to do this, regardless if I ain't make an iron, dime, or wooden nickel, I'm still make sure you straight. And I didn't want to be under somebody else's budget where I may have to fuck over one of my partners. You know what I'm saying?
That makes so much of a difference.
Even though I haven't had that problem, but I know people that's been having that experience because they're not in control of nothing. You got to shout people, I can't do this, or such and such said, man, he ain't got this, so bro, I don't believe in none of that. Before I do these shows, I got your money, and I'm going to make sure you get it.
That's
you
so
just make sure
important,
you do
man.
what you say you're going to do, unless you like to fight.
Oh, well, we don't
I'm talking with the Lord, with the Lord, with the blood.
With
you know what I'm saying?
They going to shed some blood?
What were you thinking? No. The blood of Jesus. What you talking about?
Blood.
Oh, Jesus.
You are so crazy. Your core values, I know you've mentioned them, as far as integrity, doing what you say you're going to do. But when it comes to those people, let me back up a little bit. Your family support.
Mm-hmm.
When you have to do all of the traveling, all of the communicating, and you have children, am I right?
Yes, I have an adult daughter that's 23, and I have a young lady, she's 13.
Okay. So when it comes to being gone so much, and you have to still be a father, and I know you're a great father. I truly believe that with my whole heart.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That what they say?
That's what they say.
What core values do you leave with your family while you're traveling for them to have some assurance?
I make sure that they can do this, turn lights on, turn them off, run water, turn on the air fryer, open the freezer in the cold, stuff like that. To me, that's the and people don't be want to hear this in the 2025, but when a man doing all that for his family, he like y'all motherfuckers. I promise he do.
He like you a little bit.
Yeah, because more than a little bit, goddamn. You around there making sure somebody live comfortably out here in this crazy world. Because keep in mind now, hey, there's been a lot of folks say they go and get some milk and they never came back.
They never came back.
So I ain't never went and got the milk. I got some cookies, but I ain't got the milk. So, you know what I'm saying? So that means, I let my family know that, hey, And I don't say it, I don't verbalize a lot of it because I believe in the work is probably more important. Now, I hear women say all the time, well, you just tell me all that shit. Yeah, cute. But you'd rather me to tell you or show you? Because I can tell you and not do it. I can tell a fire story and have you in awe from henceforth.
Lie to me, make it sound flat too.
Oh, yeah, you can do it like a bird. But I'd rather just show you because I feel like love is an action, not just a set of words.
That's
so the things I do exemplify the love that I have for my wife and my 2 daughters, brothers, sisters, siblings, father, mother, stepmom, all that. I ain't got to talk to you every day. Just know it's being worked.
And it's being done.
And then it's being done. I ain't debating with you about no shit I'm doing either.
Tell me about your clothing line. I know you got quite a few different quotes and shirts and tell me a little bit about your clothing line.
Now, believe it or not, I got probably about 15 quotes, but what I did, I narrowed it down to the 4 best sellers because it costs a lot to produce all that stuff. Like, I don't have a middleman saying, go to rockettshirts.com and then click the promo code Bennie hats and all that shit, and then they send it and they drop ship. That's cool, that's cute, but I kind of like to be in control of my own shit. I would do the other maybe 11 shirts outside of that by request, but I carry normally the shirt I got on today with your lying ass. I got one say with your stinking ass. I got one say I got to be resaved for all the folks that got saved early on, the shit wore off. I got that one.
Got to be redipped.
Oh yeah, got to be redipped. Then I got the one to say recovering hope.
I think that's the most popular one.
Yeah, it is. Did a comedy tour, did a 35-city comedy tour after that, off that. Because to me, what a lot of people didn't realize, and I also got the recovering whole hats, and I got crop tops too. Yeah, so black and white, red, blue, brown, got them all. Whatever shoes, you can match that shit up too. You can wear them with church clothes too. See, so you got to think about the acronym can be whatever you want. See, it's a play on words. See, the actual term.
HOE, House of Eden.
Yeah, it can be House of Eden. It can be helping out East Lake. It can be helping out elders. Or it can be hell of entertainment. Yeah, mine say hell of entertainment. I don't know what you were thinking, but mine is hell of entertainment. And actually, the true definition is a long handled tool with a thin metal blade used for gardening and weeding. That's the true definition. The proper term is whore. Now, I think whore is more offensive. Like I said, Sean, what up, man? You been a Roger whore out here. You may say, boy, you crazy. But if I say, LaShawn, you're a fucking whore, we might get divided.
Just whore. Whore. That's a harsh.
That's a harsh
word.
I'm talking for real.
But I will say, at one point in my life, I did recover.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. They say God always a work in progress.
What you say? What you say? Yep, and you can quote me on that.
They quote them.
Doggone it.
Quote them.
It's really been a pleasure having you here on my show in the chair on the love seat.
Oh yeah, on the love seat. So anybody who come up here next, you gonna be on the love seat. She gonna be in the chair. Now I thought I was gonna have one of the roller chair where I can just push my legs out and just be running around the room and shit. And got me stationed there on that queen ass sofa.
Queen Charlotte.
Okay,
Queen Sean, that'll work. Queen Clora.
Yeah, Keisha, Queen Keisha.
Queen Keisha. Okay, we go with that one. So leave my people with something to remember.
All right. Something to remember is that you your own biggest investment. If you invest in you, what's the worst that can happen?
If you invest in you, what's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen? If you invest, because you got to think about it, you wake up to you. It don't make no difference about the motherfucking land next to you. You wake up to you. And you got to deal with whatever you invest yourself in. So if you make a good investment in yourself, what's the worst that can happen?
Well, to that I can say to you, just as Mr. Bennie Mack said a little while ago, integrity is so important. It is so important. But at the end of the day, you see yourself in the mirror. If you're not happy with what you see in the mirror, only you can change it.
Right.
Stay tuned to In the Chair. We don't know who's going to be next, but there's one way to find out. Only thing you got to do is click like and share, and make sure you follow us on YouTube and all of the social media. This is Bennie Mack,
Yep.
the owner of Bennie Mack on First.
Yep.
Find him everywhere.
Yep. Let me tell them where they found.
Go ahead,
Let me
tell them. I
tell
want them to know.
Well, first, before I leave, just this is the type of person I am. I want to shout out to my co-workers at the barbershop.
Yes.
Shout out to Sam, Corey, a.k.a. Scooteroo, Big Reese, Caleb, Caden, Lex, the barber, Sonny Black, A.K., Tracy, my daughter Bennie, and to my goddamn self.
That's right.
Also, a lot of comedians that I'm connected with. It wouldn't be right if I didn't say them too, because
That's
they
right.
are spectacular comedians. I look forward to seeing them at the top. Comedian Felicia, Jason Shorter,
That's right.
Big E, Charles Winston, Eugene Henry, Oscar P, Cooley Ward, Chris G, DJ George, J.R. Brown. There's a lot of them I can name, but I ain't finna keep on doing all that goddamn naming. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, I did want to just shout out, you know what I'm saying, a few folks that I'm connected with that I enjoy working with, and I'm looking forward to moving to and fro around the country. Hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Meech Dog, what's happening? What's happening? I ain't forgot about your big dog. What's happening? AC, what's happening? God damn it. So yeah, hey, that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Y'all can find me on. You can go to my website. You can go to recoveringhope.com. Recoveringhope.com.
HOE.
HOE, and you can see all the tour dates. I keep it updated regular, or if you're on the Facebook, comedic narrator Bennie Mack. On Instagram, Bennie, the comedic narrator. TikTok, Bennie Mack. I said TikTok. TikTok, Bennie Mack 205. And hey, that's where you can find me. It ain't hard to find. Or shit, I'm old school. You can call my cellular phone number, 205 585 7273.
See that? But do me one favor. If you see that you're interested in being a blessing, do me one favor.
Do it.
Send a donation
Send
to
it.
help this black business owner.
I ain't said she did.
I said it.
She said.
Help him to help other people. Give them your cash out or however they can send money to you.
Now, see, I you to crack on folk again out there, cash out. But you initiated, so I'm going to say it because you initiated.
I appreciate it.
It's Bennie Mack 205, BennieMac 205. You'll see a picture with me turned sideways with gray streaks in there like I painted it in there.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now, I want you to do it, but she
I
asked me
know
to
it.
do it, and
I know.
I'm going to do it because I be trying to mine and shit.
Yeah, he does. And he had no idea I was going to do that. I didn't have an idea I would do it. But I know the importance of, even if you got to make a small investment, because I've done that with several people. If I have some money and I want to see that you can help other people,
She done that.
if I have $5, I'm going to give you $5. I was raised when you need, give. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come back again and find out who's next in the chair, on the love seat.
Hey, I bring you that funny for a little money.
He does that. Thank you so much.